Netcasts you love.
From people you trust.
This is Twit.
Bandwidth for iPad today is provided by CacheFly at CacheFly.com.
Coming up, iOS 7 is here. Well, it's in beta, and it's buggy, and it's actually kind of weird. We're going to talk about it in great detail.
Plus, the future of RSS apps, there is one. Bump your neighbor money and podcast tricks from the road.
All that and how to go vintage, darling.
Absolutely.
On iPad today.
iPad Today is brought to you by GoToMeeting with HD Faces from Citrix, the powerfully simple way to meet and collaborate with colleagues and clients anywhere. You can share the same screen and see each other face-to-face with HD video conferencing, even from an iPad. Sign up for your 30-day free trial today. Visit GoToMeeting.com, click the Try It Free button, use the promo code iPad. And by 99 Designs, the world's largest online graphic design marketplace. 99 Designs connects businesses seeking quality, affordable designs with a community of 200,000 graphic designers. Visit 99designs.com/iPad today to receive a free design consultation. That's 99designs.com/iPad today. And by Shutterstock.com. With over 26 million high-quality stock photos, illustrations, vectors, and video clips, Shutterstock helps take your creative projects to the next level. For 30% off on your new account, go to Shutterstock.com and use the offer code iPadToday6. Hello!
Hello.
Welcome to iPad Today, a very ritzy edition.
Good to be here.
So, iOS 7. Now, it was announced on Monday. It won't be out till September.
Fall. Yes.
But it's not available on the iPad yet. You can only download a beta if you are a developer.
That's right.
For iPhone.
And when we covered WWDC live here on Twitter on Monday, and it was interesting, we never saw an iPad running iOS 7. Everything was
There's a reason.
An iPhone version.
I have been told by sources that the iPad version is not ready because there's a considerable amount of work to do to make that translucency work. The translucency is in real time. So somebody said this is iOS the wax paper edition. They've replaced leather and brushed aluminum with waxed paper. It's kind of or frosted glass, that opaque thing.
Yeah.
But that's live. That's in real time. So if you move the icons or you move it around, you'll see it's being calculated in real time. And that's not an insignificant amount of work.
And of course okay. Well, it's good to know.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
Especially because, well, the iPad, there's so much emphasis on portrait versus landscape. iPhone, much less so.
Again, big issue.
Yeah.
So we've had a few days to digest. What do you think?
Well, when we were watching it live, as they were showing us what it looked like, and again, iOS 7 has a lot of features that we'll talk about in a second, but the first reaction is usually the cosmetic changes. And I said, I don't know if I like this. I think at one point I was like, I don't know. I think it might be hideous.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. And I think that that's probably just a little bit of a knee-jerk. You've changed what is familiar to me.
Any change is going to have that reaction.
Sure. But I do find some of the design choices odd. I do. And I'm not alone. For example, not that, I mean, you can, of course, customize your own dock, but Mail and Safari icons and everything that Apple has showed us are both in that the sort of primary apps that they will use dock, and they both have gradients that go from a lighter to a darker blue and opposite that are the inverse of each other, and they're right next to each other. So at first I was like, that just seems weird. Why would you do that?
I don't like it at all.
You don't like it at all?
But I did find the inspiration. It's right here. Nicki Minaj. It's, see that? Now look it. See the palette that Nicki is wearing right now?
Oh, dear.
See the palette, iOS? Nicki Minaj.
Certainly,
iOS?
Game Center went full Nicki.
Full Nicki.
Full Nicki. You never go full Nicki.
It's a little too fluorescent, too bright, too poppy. Joshua Topolsky of The Verge said it was too childish.
There is something like, and what's funny is that I think that is what people pointed to when they would criticize the old design. It was like, well, it's a little too kind of kidsy.
Simple.
Yeah, let's make it flatten and sophisticated. This does not feel sophisticated to me.
Not at all. It feels like Candy Crush.
And yeah, and so that's the problem that I have with it. However, we should emphasize that this is a beta. In fact, anybody who's running the beta on their iPhones has said, "Oh, it's definitely
it's really rocky. It's a very
definitely
early
not
beta.
ready for prime
It's more
time."
like an alpha.
Yeah, a lot of things going to be a lot of things are going to be changed. Reminders, the Reminders app. I saw Renee Ritchie yesterday.
Oh, sorry, that noise. That's me playing Candy Crush.
Don't
but I just,
play Candy
Well,
Crush.
I just wanted to show you how much Candy Crush looks like the new iOS. It's the same colors and everything.
Don't send me an extra life.
I'm going to
by the
send you
way.
an extra life.
Oh God.
Why not? Don't you want one?
Because that's all my Facebook notifications are now.
I'm sending it
Bunch
to
of
you anyway.
You suck. No, I mean, what I guess I
won't
should say
send you
is,
an
no, it's
extra
fine.
life.
It's thank you for that extra life.
But
that's how they get you.
This is like such a popular game. And I think this palette is pretty much the same palette. I think it's...
I doubt,
This is the one app that's going to look great in iOS 7.
I doubt with every bit of my being that Johnny I have referred to Candy Crush at all when making iOS 7, but I get your point.
Will we get used to it? That's the real question.
We will absolutely get used to it, and things may change. The Reminders app, I was playing around with Renee's iPhone, and he's got it on, and he's like, look at the Reminders app, but it's not even. It's
not.
a
It's
joke.
just broken.
It's
not.
Broken. It's not finished.
Right.
It's not even really working.
No.
So that's something to. You figure Apple not only has some time to polish things up, but also, not that they would ever admit it, to take in a lot of criticism that they're getting and rethink some things.
I don't know if they do that or not, but
They do. Of course they do.
so I read a good article on one of the gadget blogs. I'm sorry, I don't remember the name, so I would love to give you credit, but
One of the good ones.
Yeah, in which the guy said, "Don't install iOS 7 now. You might be tempted to."
Yep, I saw that too somewhere.
And I think it was very, very good advice. You might say, "Oh, you know, if you pay $99, you can get it right now as a developer. If you know a developer, they could probably help you and install it. But don't. You may say, I really want to try the new stuff. I've got an iPhone right here. I would love to see what it looks like. If that's your main phone, don't, because you're going to have crashes. Stuff isn't going to work.
Well, and third-party apps?
Third-party apps are almost guaranteed, many of them, to fail.
Apparently Mailbox, the email app that many of us know and love, is unusable on iOS 7, so it's like, don't make it hard on yourself.
You notice that iOS Mail has some mailbox features. That swipe.
Yeah.
Be
Yeah,
interesting.
they definitely took some of that.
Yeah.
Some of the other new features in iOS 7, Control Center. There never was a Control Center before. That's why
that icon looks so different. No, I'm sorry. I'm just teasing you.
No, you mean Game Center.
The Control Center is the one you swipe up from the bottom.
Where you can easily toggle on and off wireless. You've got a flashlight app in there, brightness.
To me, it's a little odd that the flashlight gets so much attention. Is this something that we all do so much that we need a dedicated flashlight button on iOS? Yes. Carson says yes.
By the way, I think there was a Cult of Mac. I think that's where
Cult
you
of
read
Mac,
that.
you're right.
Yeah, yeah. I think that the Control Center is absolutely necessary.
Oh,
I
I
love
use it on
having it.
Android all the time because you have, most Android implementations have a strip right there in the notification panel that you can, airplane mode. I don't want to have to dig into settings to turn on airplane mode. I want to be able to turn it on quickly. Wi-Fi off and on. You could turn on Bluetooth off and on. These things save battery life. It's nice to have that switch right there.
Brian, can you, on that
Brightness.
iOS page, can you
show that.
Can you show Control Center?
There's right there on the left. And the brightness is right there, so.
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of stuff in here that I'm like, cool, now I've got that at the ready. That makes a lot more sense. However, it is a little weird to have it. It's basically just a translucent, what did you call it? Wax
Cellophane,
paper.
yeah, wax paper over the top.
With black icons. And I guess
It's hard to read.
I guess they decided not to make it colorful because that would it would compete with what's behind it. But it does seem a little like, oh, all right, that's almost like a different design department altogether. Which actually may be the case because...
It feels like a bit of a hodgepodge, too.
Yeah.
It's like, let's throw some buttons on this.
I have heard from a few people, and the Next Web wrote this up as well today, that the rumors say that Johnny Ive, who's obviously the senior vice president, also Apple's head of human interaction, brought the print and the web marketing design teams in to set the look and the color palette of the app icons, the stock ones, the native ones.
Oh, interesting.
And then they handed those off to app design teams who kind of did their own work on the interiors,
how
using the
interesting.
palettes as a guide, but that those teams have not, at least thus far, worked that closely together.
Huh.
Which is why something like the music icon to me just is like, whoa, why is that so red? And you know,
it stands out.
It really bugs me.
You just scrolled past it. If you can scroll back, Brian. It is bright red.
Yeah.
And that does look like an emergency. Like
kind of. I mean, that's just a music app. I
what
don't
do you
really
think
use
of the
that very
new,
often.
for instance, the Game Center icon, the little balloons, or the Photos icon?
Well, I
the
think
color wheel.
I think the Game Center icon, I mean, anything's better than what it was. It's clearly not flat. I mean, that's supposed to look sort of like 3D
Wait a minute, is that the
bubbles.
real thing, or is that a design?
No, this is it.
That's it?
Yeah, this is it as it stands right now. Because you can see that Mail and Safari have those inverse gradients.
And the
down
settings
on the
looks
bottom.
like a stove burner.
The setting, it's like,
By the way, once you say that, you will never see anything but a stove burner in
thank
that.
you so much for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what
I
it
can
looks
see it's
like.
supposed to be a watch gears, you know, like a flywheel, but it's a stove.
I think that a lot of these are greatly improved. But yes, collectively, it just seems strange.
Somebody said it's this weekend nitpicking. Are we nitpicking, you think?
I think I mean, what other show can we nitpick on than one that's about iOS specifically? I mean, this is why we do this.
John Gruber, the night before
Yeah.
the announcement on Sunday night, said this is going to be very polarizing.
Mm-hmm.
Some people are going to love it, but there are going to be lots of people who hate it.
Yes.
And I think he was right.
And we've certainly seen that.
Yeah.
I know GigaOM put together a whole sort of like people who are respected in design's first reactions and very split down the middle about
See,
whether or not it's beautiful.
My first reaction is, well, that's fine because I use an Android phone. But then I realized, but I also use the iPad, and it's going to be on the iPad.
Yeah, oh yeah.
It's
Yeah,
how
yeah.
your iPad is going to look. And I have to say, I think as bad as it is on the iPhone, that's just a small thing. Imagine a giant swatch of translucent candy floss on your iPad. I'm not going to like that.
I think that we have to, again, remember that this is not final.
They're not going to change it.
And that, yes, they are. Things are going to change.
Never going to change it.
They will change.
And it will not be customizable. There'll be no switch. There'll be no theming. This is Apple we're talking about.
Yes, no, I understand that. You're going to have to get used to whatever it ends up being.
Right.
I'm just saying your initial reaction being negative does not necessarily mean that that's what you have to live with in a few months. The camera app, for example, is quite nice. They've got built-in filters, which is like sort of, I don't know, I have plenty of other camera apps that have their own filters, but you can easily take a photo within the camera app that is square.
Instagram. They put Instagram in the camera app.
Yeah.
Because Instagram is the only app I know of that has a square aspect ratio.
Hipstamatic also.
Hipstamatic and some of the cameras does.
Yeah, I mean,
And they have Instagram-y filters.
I just find that Instagram-y filters kind of. I think the whole thing is it's just a little bit nicer. You can easily swipe to take a pano photo.
Well, the good news is, of all the apps, the camera app is the one that you are allowed to use third-party apps. Camera Plus is a huge seller because people wanted better features.
Yep.
And so you won't be stuck. At least with the camera app, you won't be stuck.
No, but the stock camera app, if you do use
You
that
think
on
it's
your
an improvement?
iPad, is yeah. And then the Photos app, absolutely, because it'll be grouped by events and dates.
Right.
Which is a lot more similar to how if you take a lot of photos, it might look in
love that.
iPhoto, for example.
Yeah,
rather than just like a bunch of crazy pictures.
Yeah, it's like iPhoto, isn't it?
Yeah.
I guess we'll still have iPhoto, but I think the new gallery is a big improvement. In fact, very impressive. I love those little thumbnails that you can slide along and you can see then pop up with the big one and
Makes a
find
lot
the
more
picture you
sense.
want. What a great way to do that.
And then finally, how do we
Especially on a Retina display because you have enough resolution. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
That's true. No, it's fine. How do we all feel about iTunes Radio?
I'm excited. I think they downplayed that a little bit. It was just kind of an offhand mention. Oh, by the way.
Well, because it was a lot of us were like, I don't think we're gonna hear about radio.
We were
only
10
got
minutes to the end, yeah.
Yeah, and they slipped it in, and it wasn't like a big thing. It may not be a big thing because they may still have some agreements to tie up.
Maybe that's why they downplayed
Because
it.
they didn't talk about any particular music label specifically.
So it's kind of Pandora. First of all, it has all of your music in it because it's
Yes.
iTunes.
Right.
You do it within iTunes on the desktop, on Windows and Mac, as well as on iOS. But it has radio stations, so and curated playlists, curated radio stations, which I love that idea. The Zune Pass had that, and it's a wonderful idea. You know, imagine I don't know, DJ Jazzy Jeff making a playlist for you. I think you would really like that.
I think so as well.
Yeah. So
What
and
is
that
he
would
up
become.
to anyway?
I don't know.
Is he still doing
No, he was on that TV show, wasn't he?
No, that's the Fresh Prince. DJ Jazzy Jeff is.
No, but the DJ showed up.
Oh, he did?
Yeah, I think so. With that was why it was cool because it had Will Smith, Jaden, and his son, and doing parents just don't understand. And then there's DJ Jazzy Jeff doing
What
it.
show
with
are
him.
we talking about? Not
That-
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
No, but it was a British TV show, the Gordon Mulcaster show or
You've
something
gone
like that.
off the rails.
You haven't seen that?
know
Graham
more
Norton. It was the
about
Graham
DJ
Norton
Jazz.
show.
He's-
And am I wrong? Did DJ Jazzy Jeff not show
No,
up?
I believe
I believe
you.
he did.
I believe you.
I believe he did.
I didn't see that show.
Oh,
We were
it was a
talking about
viral video of the week last
two
week.
different shows. I don't.
There's
you
a
know,
modern thing.
I don't
He's-
pay attention to internet things.
So back to what we were talking about, the radio.
Yeah.
So I like it a lot. It is going to have ads in it, but little tiny short ads apparently, as well as
it'll be the
iAds.
yeah.
But there'll be audio ads too, I'm told. There'll be short audio ads. I've talked to somebody who'd heard them who said it's not annoying at all. You know, they're just quickies. Because, you know, in Pandora, sometimes you get, 20-second ads that are a little annoying. And best yet, if you already pay for iTunes Match, which is only $25 a year, has lots of other useful features, you'll get the ad-free version of it. So I think this is going to beat Pandora. I think this is a pretty good deal.
Brian, can you pull up the iTunes Radio from that page that we were looking at earlier? Yeah, I think that something that Apple is. Yeah, there you go. Nope, right on the left there. There you go.
It's hard to find. It's like one of 30 features.
Yeah, well,
instead of being a
that's
big
good.
new product from
That's
Apple,
good.
which I think it is.
I think that as an iTunes Match subscriber, I do pay $25 a year. It auto renews for me every December. I'm excited about not having an ad experience. Right now, I do use Pandora. I don't plan to stop using Pandora, but I don't pay for Pandora One, which is their premier no ad
I do.
service.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, I just suffer through ads about Target and Bart.
They're
and stuff like
annoying.
that. Well, they are annoying, but that's
They
just.
ruin the mood.
Hey, man, I pay for a lot of stuff. Pandora One just happens to not be one of them. I don't know why. And so I like the idea of iTunes
But you have
Radio
RDO.
being another option. I
Audio
do.
radio.
I do.
So
Well, that's the thing is that there are
you don't
music
need Pandora.
subscriptions I am paying for.
Right,
I believe in paying for music.
Right.
I just happen to use free Pandora. So it'll be interesting to see how they're different and what iTunes Radio will be able to give us that Pandora doesn't. Because as we've talked about, every once in a while Pandora will throw me a curveball. Like I've got a radio station called Hip Hop Party Radio.
And you hear the Beatles in the middle of
Well,
this.
you know what I heard?
What?
Let's go to the hop.
No.
Let's go to
See,
the
the
hop.
Pandora is a
And I
little
was
broken.
like, something's broken.
That's
oh,
not
I
hip-hop.
see what's going
Oh,
on.
hop.
The word hop.
Oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. But
It's supposed to be the music
I didn't want to thumbs
genome.
down because I kind of like that song, but it just wasn't in the right place.
I think you can. Well, see, and Pandora doesn't explain this, but I would guess that the thumbs down only applies to that station. You might hear "Let's Go to the Hop" on your other station, your oldies station.
Right.
Anyway,
guess so.
we
I
shouldn't
guess
have
so.
to guess about all this stuff.
No.
And I do think that it certainly for a class of, and we said this on Monday during our coverage, for a class of people who doesn't buy additional stuff, doesn't download additional apps, a lot of iPhone users just use what's on the iPhone. They're suddenly going to get this great new feature, and I think that that's really, really great.
Absolutely.
I have to think, I'm starting to think, that this whole iOS 7 thing is really aimed more at that user than it is at the more sophisticated user. That it's aimed more at the person who doesn't download a lot of apps, who just wants to use what's on the phone. And they'll be happy. I think that they've added some features. But for people like me, and maybe for you too, the fact that they didn't change something that's much that's been there since 2007, the grid of icons. They allowed it scrollability so you could have more in folders.
Yeah.
But still, you've got a static screen of icons for the most part. And I look at some of them, it's funny, when they show the screenshot on the Apple site, it's just the icons, right? But then you look at anybody who uses the iPhone for length of time, instead of just those icons, there's folders on there with lots of little icons in there. Aren't there? Let me see your iPhone. Do you just have static icons on the front, or are there a bunch of folders on the front of your
No
iPhone?
way. Let's.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, don't show that message.
Yeah, I've got music, maps, photos.
Yeah, see, there's a
reservations,
folder there,
travel.
3 folders, 4 folders.
I mean, yeah, and there's folders.
And that's
all over
more
the place.
typical. And the reason you're doing that is because you're trying to get more functionality out of what is essentially a grid of icons. And I think that's and there Apple shows the nice clean thing, but nobody uses it like that, except that's what I think they're aiming at. That class of users.
Some people do.
Your mom, my mom, who would just have the icons.
I know pro users, iPhone and iPad, who prefer to bury all folders on page 2 or farther. The front page is your favorite apps, period.
That's pretty much what I try to do.
But like, I can't work that way. I have to have a photos folder.
Well, that's the problem.
'Cause I
is
don't
I have
want
many
just the
favorite
one.
photos apps. That's the problem. Yeah.
So I mean, I guess for us, my photos folder on both my iPad and iPhone has been full. I mean, there's only so many. So I actually kind of like being able to have different pages.
Are you? I guess the question I'm asking is, are you, the home audience, and you, Sarah Lane, disappointed that Apple didn't do more to add functionality to Springboard to the desktop that you see? Maybe some more live icons, maybe widgets like Android.
I don't care about that because I'm used to the iOS experience.
And you're happy
when
with
you
it.
talk about, well, you know, like, some of these other, you know, Android experiences, to me, I'm like, don't they also have a page of icons? And I'm not familiar enough with the way. I understand the Windows Phone experience or Surface Pro experience would be different, but I don't care about that so much. That's definitely not something that I feel is, you know, holding me back. What I do think is nice is better multitasking. Multitasking sucked before on iOS, and it's certainly better now because you've got your actual, you've got your pages rather than just your icons, which you can flip through or swipe up to close.
WebOS style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like this a lot. This means now that more than just audio apps playing in the background can multitask. All your apps can truly multitask. And
update the background, Senator John McCain.
That's right. I love that. I love that. So we don't know yet. Maybe somebody who's downloaded the beta, I haven't played with it that much, can tell us. But I would presume that that's an option to auto-update all the apps.
Yeah.
That you could not do that if you didn't want to. Because remember last week when we talked about it, a lot of our viewers said, well, no, wait a minute. There's an app, for instance, that I don't want to ever update because I like the way it used to be, and they screwed it up with the update. So for those people, there should be an on-off switch.
It's, you know, it's...
But just to go back to multitasking, this is something that Apple can do better than anybody else because Apple has very, very tight control over what apps do. On Android, multitasking is a nightmare because apps wake up the phone all the time and kill your battery. And so you have to really spend some time, if you're an Android user, making sure that your phone isn't being drained by apps like Facebook that are constantly getting updates. In fact, my recommendation is to go into Facebook and turn off auto updates, even on the iPhone. But because Apple controls the application interface to the operating system very tightly, it can say, you know what, we're going to let any app run in the background, but we're going to tightly control when they have access to the system to update themselves. And we're going to, they called it coalesce all the wake-ups so that they don't that they happen in kind of chunks, and that's going to improve battery life considerably. So in a way, Apple's done multitasking right, and I think it was smart to wait until they could really do it right to make it available like that.
I agree with you.
You could always do, you know, it looked like it was, I think people say, well, no, Leo, they've had multitasking for years. But all those apps, when you double tap your home button that are there, most of those are not running.
No, they're just
there.
It's just a shortcut.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
There's not much happening.
But I am glad they added the John McCain factor to
I'm pretty excited. I mean, the cosmetic stuff, I'm not sold on. I'm sure I'll get used to it, but there are things I don't like about it. But as far as the new features, I'm excited about everything.
Right. And we may
there's more
see
stuff that we didn't get.
Exactly. And more stuff that we don't even know about because this is 6 months or a few months anyway off.
Yeah.
And at some point, I'm sure they'll add more features and do a lot more. Yeah. Yeah.
If If you're ever interested in any of the stuff that we talk about on any of these wonderful episodes of iPad Today, you can always go to twit.tv/IPT. That's where you can find all of our past episodes. We embed our video right there. You can subscribe to future episodes. It's really the easiest way to watch or listen. We have both video and audio feeds as well. Leo and I are, we just... Last week it was FitStar, remember that? Dumb Ways to Die.
I've been doing that. Have you? I love that.
Yeah, I saw that you added me as a friend on FitStar.
I've been doing the workouts. I bought the lean workout. It's really good. I didn't know this, and I found out later that Ryan Vance, one of our friends, worked on this. That this is.
He's an advisor.
As an advisor.
The CEO is Mike Mazur, who comes from Dig.
Right.
Back in the day.
Yeah,
and then AOL after that, and EA beforehand for years.
So it's a FitStar. There's a typo though. I want you to tell Ryan to fix the typo, but I'll talk about that later.
All right. Well, I will relay the message. Anyway, it was a very good show last week. So
Fun.
You should watch it if you haven't already. And a quick reminder, if you are watching us on demand, thank you. Nice to see you. If you ever want to watch us live, we're on Thursdays.
I demand you watch us.
I demand.
I demand it.
If you're driving right now, well, don't look down at your iPad, but
actually,
you can always watch us on video later because we send secret messages throughout the show. You know, like how Superman was always in an episode of Seinfeld in the background somewhere? That's what we do on this show, and you wouldn't know it if you're only listening.
You are so foreshadowing my app cap.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't even do that on purpose.
You are so... I'll just give you one hint. If you want the stereo version of this show, so that means the video version, if you're watching streaming, the video version, and you want to get headphones, because later I'm going to show you an app cap that has to do with the Man of Steel.
Oh, that's what you meant.
Yeah. And
let's turn back time. She's getting buried in the rocks.
That's the old Man of Steel.
That's the one I like the best. Because I'm like, you shouldn't be able to do that.
This is the reboot.
Yeah, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Pacific is when our show is live on Thursdays.
Just pop that stack.
So hard to get a sentence out around you. Word and edgewise, not possible. So, Leo.
Oh, now you want me to talk?
Yeah. Now I give you the baton.
We should have a talking stick.
You think so?
Yeah.
Okay. Here you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome. The talking pillow.
The talking pillow.
You may begin.
Okay, sir. I'd like to talk about GoToMeeting.
What's that, Leo?
GoToMeeting.
Oh, that.
It's the best way to meet online. You know, you still have to have meetings if you're in business. I wish we could get rid of meetings, but we got our staff meeting in a couple of hours. Meetings are a great way to break the log jam, to get all the parties together for creativity, for brainstorming, to get them communicating. But nowadays, with offices spread out all over the world, clients and colleagues on the move, it's kind of hard to get everybody in the same place unless you're using GoToMeeting. This is a real business tip. GoToMeeting makes very effective meetings possible. And I tell you, now that the summer's here, there couldn't be a better time to try GoToMeeting for 30 days. You don't want to be at work, but you don't have to stop working. Escape the office, stay connected, share ideas, solve problems. GoToMeeting with HD Faces means you're seeing your coworkers in crystal clear high-def video. You can do it, by the way, I love this. Of course, you can start the meeting from your desktop Mac or PC, but you can attend the meeting from an iPad, an iPhone, an Android device. You can even present. You can say, I'd like to show you something that's on your iPad. Present from your iPad. And you don't need a separate phone line to do this because GoToMeeting includes part of the package, voice over the internet. You can use a phone if you want. You get a phone bridge, but you can also use your iPad speakers and headphones. I just plug in the headphones and use the built-in microphone, and man, it's amazing. GoToMeeting. Turn on your webcam, see each other face-to-face. With the screen sharing, you're all on the same page, literally. Try it free for 30 days. Visit GoToMeeting.com. Use the promo code iPad. Install it on your computer, then get the heck out of Dodge. Go out, go on the road, have some meetings, have some fun. Go home early for the summer. We have a little giveaway. We're going to give you a chance to win an iPad Today webcam. How would you like that?
In fact...
This one here?
Yeah, it's right there.
Look at that.
Well, I mean, it might not be that specific one with
hey,
our
Baba
fingerprints
Louie,
all over it,
Saturday.
but it's an equivalent one.
See,
Communicate
right
better with a webcam.
Right. So here's the deal.
It makes a big difference.
You got to. This is the usual way we do this. By the way, did I give you the talking pillow, or did you just kind of pretend that you had it?
Shoot, I don't know the rules.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm sorry. Sorry.
No, I like it when you interrupt me.
Sorry.
Please interrupt me. God only knows I want you to interrupt me. If you want to win
Luna,
this,
did you hear?
here's what you have
I'm
to do.
Sorry. Okay.
Tweet your answer using the I didn't tell you what the question was.
What's the question?
Who would I like to meet with using GoToMeeting? Anyone famous, living or not, and why? Louis Pester, because I need a shot. Whatever. No, that wouldn't be good.
But you just eat moldy cheese or something,
Right.
right? That's
That would work.
antibiotics.
He discovered the bacterial theory of medicine. Oh. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You could say whatever you like. The key is to put the hashtag iPad Today webcam and GoToMeeting. 2 hashtags. Hashtag GoToMeeting. You can put them in either order. iPad Today webcam. We're going to use that to find your tweets. We're not going to judge your tweets. It can be really seriously. But we are going to do a random drawing of all the tweeters who do this before the end of the contest, which is Monday, June 17th at 11:59 a.m. Pacific.
Okay. But, put some effort into it because we will read the winning tweets.
Oh, that's a good point.
So, I mean, it's
You
not...
don't want to be humiliated
it is
on the
random,
air if
but
you win.
you will be humiliated if you say,
That's a very good point.
abacadabra.
We'll
for
announce the winner
140
in a
characters.
week on the June 20th episode of this program.
Excellent.
I have to say this. Contest open to U.S. residents only. For contest rules and regulations, visit inside.twit.tv. Thank you. And don't forget to try GoToMeeting today. So don't forget, tweet who you'd like to meet with in history, living or dead, and why. Hashtag GoToMeeting, hashtag iPad Today webcam. And good luck. And try GoToMeeting.
We got an email from a wonderful person who said, I've been wondering what to do about RSS with the imminent demise of Google Reader pending. I've just realized how useful lists are in Tweetbot and probably all other Twitter clients too for creating lists of the subjects and people that I follow. I seem to be able to create a clone of my reader experience. This is Reader, R-E-E-D-E-R is the RSS reader of his choice, with tweets generally pointing to the articles I would have seen normally in Reader. I know it's rudimentary in terms of knowledge, but I wondered if others might also have a basic grasp of Twitter, and this might be helpful to them if wondering about life post Google Reader. I think this is a good option. I mean, that's what Flipboard essentially does, and makes a Twitter
And
account.
Feedly is making a lot of hay about how they're going to do an RSS feed.
Well, you know what's interesting, actually, that you mentioned Feedly, is that Feedly's iOS app, as of just a few days ago, is now...
not using Reader anymore.
Yeah. The Android version and the web version are, but Feedly for iOS, so that's iPhone and iPad, has actually replicated the Google Reader servers. So everything that was pulling from Google Reader is now pulling from Feedly's cloud.
Well, there's less than a month,
iOS.
right, before Google Reader goes offline.
But our emailer said that he used Reader, which is a great iPad.
R-E-E-D-E-R.
R-E-E-D-E-R. And Reader and Feedly have teamed up.
Oh, good.
So Reader...
So Reader's using the Feedly server.
Yeah, well, they may not be yet, but that's what is...
good news.
If all goes well, will happen seamlessly for you. So really, I think that using Twitter lists is a great idea, and it's just an interesting way to group news together and sources.
But there are people who really, really want a news reader.
Exactly. So,
and so there are still ways to do
does
that.
not have to be dead at all.
Yeah.
Feedly,
and of course, Dig has said that they're going to do...
It looks so nice. Yeah.
They're going to do a Google Reader compatible solution as well.
Feedly, I was playing around with it last night, and I thought, is there going to be anything about Feedly that feels different now that I'm using, Feedly's servers rather than Google's? And no, it's awesome. I like Feedly a lot. It's not a design for everybody. Some people find it a little too colorful for an RSS experience, but I like it if I go.
You can really tell a
to my
lot
cooking.
about a person from that.
Really? You think?
Yeah.
But here's the thing.
Brown butter. Ooh, baby, brown butter chocolate chip
These
cookies.
are the sorts of things I like to read about.
Go just press your categories again. I just want to go through that list real quickly. There's, in order, cooking, design, fashion and beauty, French, good readings, San Francisco, tech, and Twit.
Excuse me, alphabetical.
Oh, it's alphabetical.
Alphabetical. Okay. Now be quiet. Let's go back to the cookies.
This
no,
is what you eat before you go to bed. That looks good.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Butter, what is that?
Mmm.
So this is actually what's nice about Feedly, though. You might say, it's a little too flipboard. I don't like readers that look like that. Here I am.
You don't have
flipping
to have
between
it
pages.
like that.
No, you can go really, really simple and make it a list that's just your feeds. I like Feedly more and more. I think that they've really done a good job with giving you a lot of different options for how you want to look at your charred Mexican zucchini.
That's good.
And the like.
That's good. I love
Or
that.
the carrot orange ginger bourbon cocktail. Where's an intern when you need him?
Carrot, orange, ginger, bourbon. God, that's a lot of stuff in one
It's so
drink.
good for you, and it'll also ease the pain. It's the perfect drink in the world. So that's Feedly, and it looks great. So congrats to that team, and I'm excited for the Dig Reader as well.
Yes.
Which they say, I believe, will absolutely be done by the end of June. I don't even think they've given themselves the dead Google Reader deadline. I think it's before that.
Yeah, if you are a Google Reader user, now would be a very good time to go to your Google Reader and export your list of sources, because you're going to want to save that, and then you can at least save it as a file. It's not a very big file.
Right, just in case the switch over.
Just in case.
Yeah.
Well, and maybe you don't know where you're going to go. A number of people are talking about Bazqux, BAZQUX.com, another server that's going to take over for Google Reader. You might try all three of them. You might say, I like this one better. But you got to start with that Google Reader list of stuff.
We've got a little question. This is actually a audio question. We're going to put it in the Ask Leo category because you're really good at this answer. About recording podcasts from the road.
Hey, Sarah and Leo. This is Craig from Birmingham. I travel nearly every week for work and also plan to start a podcast. What apps and hardware would you recommend for me? So what I'm looking to do is record a podcast while on the road with my iPad using Skype. Love the show. Thanks. Bye.
Well, he just said what he's going to use. So that's it. The iPad Skype. Maybe you want an iPad microphone. The iMic is a very good microphone for the iPad, especially if you have a 30-pin iPad, because it's the only microphone I know that will do digital. So that's a big deal.
And they don't have a 8-pin connector version yet?
That I don't know. Let me go see if they do, because that's what I use. It's the IMIC. No, that's not the name of it. I'm sorry. That's from Griffin. What is the name of that mic now? I've forgotten. Shoot. The other thing I would suggest is a Zoom H2 recorder, which is a handy portable recorder with two mics pointed in opposite directions. So you can use it for stereo recording. I could interview somebody like this. Now, you say you're using Skype, and I'm not sure. You didn't give me enough information to know what your content is. If you're traveling around and you want to interview people as you travel, the Zoom is great. And it records on an SD card. You can then pop it into a Mac or get the card reader for the iPad. Do the editing. GarageBand is good, but we've shown a number of good editing programs. And I should recommend, there was one, BossJock, which is a lot of fun for making podcasts. You can put your audio into BossJock and then add things like your opening theme, your closing theme, advertisements and stuff like that. So there's a number of good podcasting apps. Yeah, there's BossJock. BossJock Studio for making podcasts. That's the iPhone version, but that's a really handy thing to have. Boy, I'm going to find the name of that. MIC, that's right.
Big C?
Yeah, it's kind of a generic name. It's by Apogee, APOGEE. And I use it. It's as far as I know, the only, there's plenty of analog mics that will go into, there it is, that will go into the iPad. But if you want good quality recording on the iPad, you want a mic that will interface digitally. And the iMic is that. It can be used as a USB mic, but you see it has also a 30-pin cable that can go into an iPad or go into a iPhone. That's the USB adapter that goes directly into a computer. It's a little pricey, but a good microphone is pricey, $200.
It makes a big difference.
This is a really excellent microphone.
Yeah, I mean the microphone, particularly if you're just doing audio.
Well, even if you're doing Skype.
I kind of imagined him like on the road.
Yeah,
doing
that's the
stuff.
thing.
So
He didn't tell us what he wants to do.
Yeah.
But if you're using Skype, even then, at least your audio will be good if you use the iMic and put in headphones. What I strongly recommend you not do is use the iPhone microphone headphone combination on your iPad. It just will not sound very good.
No.
It works.
Yeah.
But it will not sound very
I mean, it's the difference. Any guest that we have regularly on
Never let
Twitch,
them do
we
it.
send them a nice mic and
Right.
say, we're going to
Never
get you
let
off
them do it.
headphones
Yeah.
because it's subpar.
So MIC, lowercase I, from Apogee, $200, but that's the best. Now, I don't know if they have a lightning connector yet. They ought to, but I don't think they do. But if you have a 30-pin connector, that's really good. I guess Blue is making one as well, bluemic.com/sparkdigital. I have not tried that one, but Toronto Mario says that they are making one now.
Check out MIC.
Blue makes good
See
mics.
See you real soon.
KEY.
Why?
Because we like you. MOUS. Now we're going to get pulled by Disney.
Sorry. Hey, the Kindle app got a little bit better.
Did it?
Yeah, it did. So there are a few cool things that the Kindle app makes reading better for us. They have a variety of line spacing. So
Good.
if you're like, hey, I don't know, those words all seem to crush together type of thing, you've got some line spacing options. You have multiple highlight options. So you can highlight various areas on a page. If you like to annotate your books, you can also sync your starred notes between devices.
I've always loved this, where you could see who highlighted this book. You know, like this is a very big paragraph. A lot of people have highlighted
It's like what they do on SoundCloud, but for Kindle books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can change. Oh yeah, there it is now. Line spacing from tight to loose, if that makes you happy.
Yeah.
2 columns or 1. That's nice on an iPad, especially because you have a little bit wider.
Exactly.
I always use this sepia background. I just find that's a little easier on the eyes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and you can say how wide the margins are. That's nice.
You know, my mom. I was asking her if she had started watching Game of Thrones yet, and she said, no. I'm in the middle of reading this book I love so much, and gosh, I love reading on my iPad. And I said, really? Because I don't know. I was sort of impressed. Like, I thought that you wouldn't want to read a book on your iPad. And she said, you know what it took? The first time I tried it, I went, oh, God, I hate this. And she said, you know what it was? I just hated the book. You just got to get a book you like, and then it's fine.
That will help.
You just want to be
I'm
reading.
thinking you're right on there with that one.
Because first she's like, it's the medium, I hate it. And it's like, nah, actually it was the message. The message was the problem. So yeah, maybe if you've tried out the Kindle app, or obviously there are a variety of different ways to read books on your iPad, and you've been like, this isn't for me, you might want to give it another try.
I'm a big fan.
I do a lot of reading on my iPad, so I know it can be done. Even long form. So yeah, the Kindle.
Has she read 50 Shades of Grey? Because I think that she might like that.
Come on.
I'm sorry, that's rude.
It's not rude. Apparently it's,
very popular.
Very popular book. People seem to like it. It's titillating for people of all ages. So that's all I have to say about that. Bump Pay also got an update. In fact, Bump has been an app that it's basically the Bump technology has been around forever. In fact, it was one of the first iPhone apps that was
share
available.
contacts, and then you could share photos and other
contacts,
files.
Photos, yeah.
And now you can
all
share
sorts of
money.
Stuff. You can share money via PayPal. In fact, it's only via PayPal, eBay, but it now is a native app on the iPad. It wasn't before. It was an iPhone app that you could run, but it's been updated to be native for the iPad. And what I do is I sign into my PayPal account. You have a PayPal account.
Send me PayPal.
I bump your device.
Okay. Because you showed us
we
another
get a
app
transfer.
that you use with your friends that did kind of this third-party escrow. It would hold the money. What was it, Venmo?
Venmo.
Yeah. Do you like this better? This is more direct.
You know, I don't personally need to bump my iPad to your iPad to send you money.
Right.
And in fact, Apple, we didn't even talk about this earlier in the show.
They announced this capability without bumping.
Yes. In fact, they specifically said no need to bump anymore if you want to be able to wirelessly transfer money. But I still think the technology is cool, and I know people use it.
Yeah.
So if this was an iPad app that you were kind of like, hey, I wish there was an iPad app, there is now. So I say, like, Leo should get $50.
I do like Venmo, though.
And then you go ahead and bump the devices, and as long as we both have the app,
cool.
It works out well.
And PayPal.
I like Venmo.
Is PayPal the only pay solution?
At least right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's PayPal or it's nothing. But it's completely free if you have your PayPal account. I mean, this works with PayPal, not just with Bump. PayPal account tied to a checking account, you know, that has a bank routing number.
Yeah, they want you to do that.
The transfer is completely free.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you get charged if you use a credit card.
Right.
In fact, why do people ever use credit cards?
Because it costs you 5% every time or whatever, 2.5%. I can't remember what the PayPal VIG is.
But I thought, well, anyway, that's a whole nother financial question for another time. But yeah, Bump Pay is totally free. You can go to bu.mp is the website, and Bump actually has awesome technology. They do a lot of other stuff besides money transfer. And it's kind of neat, you know. Or maybe it's a little bit of legacy technology of bumping phones, or maybe it's very Samsung-y of us, but
Samsung doesn't even need to bump anymore.
no. But that was that funny commercial,
Right.
You know.
She bumped in the movie.
Yeah, and he goes,
So watch this later.
"Ooh." Men and women do not
Never
talk like
happens
that
to
when they're
me.
married with kids.
Never
do they?
happens to me,
Yeah,
no.
it's just like, I don't think it's very
Watch
unrealistic.
this later when you're alone.
Ew, you're a mom. Stop it. So we got some feedback from episode 152, that was last week, from Philina. Thank you, Philina, for phonetically. She wanted to make sure I got her name right. She said, last week during episode 152, somebody wrote to you about creating Evernote notebooks for that person who had the question about keeping track of their pets. Yeah, but that Evernote notebooks would work really well. Philina said, I thought that was a good idea. Leo mentioned you could have forms that you needed related to pet care or the like in Evernote. She says a website called Custom Note, that's custom with a K, allows you to create note forms or templates specifically for Evernote. It's free. It's in the Evernote trunk. And yeah, once you build something, it's something that you can use over and over.
That's neat. I did not know about that. Thank you, Phil.
Yeah, me either. I had never heard of it.
And it
in
has
fact,
smart fields.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
She says one way to use it is to create a note template form related to pet care or, again, whatever. Tell Custom Note to save it in a template notebook, copy the template, paste it into the new note. She says, I've used this for other types of notes, and it works great.
You could even have buttons.
Yeah.
This is great.
I know. It's like
Custom with a K note.
Yeah, Custom Note.
And there's no
CustomNote.com.
charge?
No.
Wow.
Neat, huh?
Wowie zowie. Look at that.
I know. You can get really robust if you want to. It's like an
Reminds me
Evernote
of
Pro.
FileMaker. Remember FileMaker? Where you design forms. It was a great database app for Macintosh and iPad and iPhone. They have Bento for the iPad.
Well, that's the neat thing about the Evernote API is
It's really flexible.
Evernote can be like, yeah, I clip notes here and there on the internet. It's kind of how I use it. Or you can go kind of pro and make it really robust because it can be an extremely helpful tool. Which is how a lot of other people use it. Use it too.
I'm going to sign up for Custom Note.
Well, I think you should, and I think
Wow.
you should start making forms and keeping track of all of us.
I should.
Yes, you won't.
I'm
but
going to make you. I'm going to make you all punch time cards from now on. On my Evernote. Are you here? Tap that. Wouldn't that be great?
We'll have to bump. Like, can't do it virtually. Gotta bump.
Because otherwise, somebody else could tap it for you.
Right. Yeah. Like that episode of Mad Men. Or Dawn.
Boy, Dawn, D-A-W-N.
Dawn, the lady Dawn.
Got in trouble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Dawn.
Poor Dawn. But she's okay now.
She's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our show today.
Just a little inside baseball.
Sarah and I get together once a week, and the only thing we talk about is our shows.
Right.
Our stories.
And there's a little iPad stuff peppered in.
Yeah, it's about our stories.
About our stories.
99 Designs, that's what this one's about. It is a great site for bringing designers and people who need graphics work together. It is the world's largest online graphics design marketplace. Actually, if you go to 99designs.com/iPad today, we've got a special deal waiting for you. There are over 200,000, I think at last count, something like 231,000, I think it was 394 designers are there.
Something like that.
It's amazing.
Something around
Amazing.
that number.
And what happens is you go on 99 Designs and you say, if you scroll down a little bit, Brian, we'll see how many people are currently asking for a little more lower, because they show live stats. Right now, 1,922, they call them contests open. That is 1,922 folks who are saying to designers, I need some design. 220,000 total. This month alone, 99 Designs has paid designers $1.8 million. So there's a real good reason for a designer to go there. Look at what contests are open, how much the people are willing to pay for a design. Put a spec design up, work with the person. You get chosen, you get the job. And it's a great way for somebody like me who has no taste to find really great designers. It's how we did our Twit T-shirt. That was only $199. That's where apparel design starts. Logo design starts at
99 Design.
Hello. Apparel design, logo design starts at $299. Web design, $599. Digital marketing and collateral like landing pages, Facebook cover design start at $199. This is a great deal. If you go to 99designs.com/iPad today, this is going to get even better because you get a $99 power pack of services absolutely free. That gives you more designer time and attention because 99 Designs will bold, highlight, and feature your design products in their marketplace, so you get nearly twice as many designs. You can also call 800-513-1678. That's a special number. 800-513-1678, or if you want to do it online, 99designs.com/iPad today. You get a free $99 power pack when you do that. I have to say, I just really think they've done a great job. It's a great way to see a lot of different designs. Pick the one that makes sense to you. The designers get work, and you get great designs. 99designs.com/iPad today. We thank them for their support of iPad today.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do.
Hey, so it's time for some viewer feedback.
Yeah,
That's when we read your emails and the like. Got a email from somebody. Gosh, I've really got a problem sometimes not giving you guys credit. So somebody, thank you. He or she says, the Dumb Ways to Die app, which was your app cap last week, that everybody thought was very funny.
Wow, was that fun. I can't stop playing it. All week I've been playing that.
Wait a second. What's with you guys? Don't you know your memes? It's based on a really hilarious YouTube video that's even funnier than the app itself.
I didn't know that. Let's see it.
I didn't either.
This is a YouTube video.
Set fire to your hair.
Oh, it's exactly the game.
Poke a stick at a grizzly bear.
It's even got the same little peoples in it.
It's out of date. Use your private.
So this wasn't an ad for the game? This came before the game?
Yes, the game was created from a successful YouTube video.
That's hysterical. I did not know that.
I didn't either.
This is
Still a little
actually,
silly.
I'm told, an ad from Australia made by the Australian Train Safety Commission
Really?
to say don't walk in front of moving trains.
Well, but we
And
haven't
this
even
is the
seen a
video.
train
By the way,
yet.
you get this video. Somebody told me that you get this video in the game if you get to a certain level.
Yes, I heard that too. It's
Yeah.
like a little thing you
Somebody was
unlock.
saying, have you unlocked the video? And I said, no. And they said, oh, keep playing. That's hysterical.
I like the song. I mean,
So this isn't really a viral video. This is a PSA, a public service announcement.
now
Don't walk in front of trains.
you got lobsters on your legs. Oh,
Ooh.
oh,
Drug dealer's brand new ride.
Ow.
oh.
Take your helmet off in outer space. Clothes dry your ass, a hiding place. Dumb ways to
So
die.
cute. Anyway.
It's really cute. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so if you're like, I want to play this forever, we'll put the link in our show.
Yeah, well,
notes,
I mean,
of
if you
course.
play the game, which is free.
Yeah.
I wonder if the game is from whatever the Australian Train Safety Commission. It's just another way of, because you do.
That
You do
wasn't in
if you
the-
do it right, you don't get hit by a train. The train goes, zzz, but you didn't get hit by
Right.
it.
Well, let's look and see who.
It does beg the question,
Well,
Richard.
it's dumbwaystodie.com.
Yeah.
So
I bet you it's the same group.
Right.
Richard Yah says,
Those
why is it that people in
Australians-
Australia need to be told not to walk in front of trains? And that's an interesting question. I don't know.
I don't think it's so much that they think that that's okay. It's that they're not paying attention.
They're playing with their phones.
If you're not paying attention and you use the toilet as a hiding place.
It's from Metro
you might be
Trains
flushed.
Melbourne. And you know, it is a problem because those trains, they're moving fast, and when they hit you, it can really hurt. So,
Hey,
please, kids.
I welcome a world where we don't hear about people being hit by trains,
Happens
but
all
we're
the
not
time.
in that world
Right.
yet.
Yeah,
so.
it slows the commute down, too. That's bad.
Well, sure.
You're
And
making
then
people
I get
late for work.
And gosh, that is what happens. It
Don't
always
do
ends
it.
up being about us, doesn't
Yep.
it?
Yep.
Got another email from Sharon who says, do you have any recommendations for karaoke apps for the iPad? Because I have an office party coming up at the end of June.
What a good idea.
And I've been tasked with finding a good iPad app for us to use for this purpose. I hope
What
you're
a
also
good
spiking the punch. If it's an office karaoke party,
Karaoke's
it will
no
be
good
awful
if people are
otherwise.
sober, is
Well,
what you're saying.
if it's the office, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of place you work at.
Do you
but-
sing karaoke? I can just see you doing
Oh
that.
yeah.
What kind of music do you do? That whatever the postal service stuff?
No, that's not good karaoke song.
Blitzkrieg,
Blitzen Trapper.
Blitzen Trapper. What do you do?
No, I do stupid stuff, like usually like bad songs from the 80s because
When
everybody
a
knows.
man loves a woman.
No, that's way before the 80s.
Oh.
Unless you do the Michael Bolton version.
Oh, you do the
and
80s.
Who would?
The 80s.
well-
Girls just want to have fun.
I wouldn't do that.
Oh,
That's a
good.
Marina girl thing to do.
Okay.
I just,
Well,
but-
is there an app? Because I want to do this now.
Well, I thought that you wouldn't. I thought that you had karaoke apps.
I have never done karaoke. I did once, many years ago. I sang Aretha Franklin's "You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman," and I was so roundly booed. I've never done it again.
I wonder if it was your choice in music. I just wonder.
Could be.
I've got Voice Jam on my iPad, but that's not really a karaoke
Chat room,
app.
help us here. This is where the chat room is so handy.
Exactly. This is,
What is the best karaoke app for the iPad?
Just wanna. I mean, I guess you could.
Is it recording you?
It was.
Wasn't there? Wait a minute. There was a Glee karaoke app. That was a lot of fun. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
That's a free app. If you're a Glee fan, you'll like that. It's a bunch of Glee songs. You get to sing along with the Glee Glee group.
Voice Jam that's not quite right though. That's more about like layering your voice and
Yeah.
and making cool stuff.
We're not getting any good solutions. I guess the only one I know of is the Glee app, which is a karaoke app that you get to sing along with the Glee cast, and that one's quite fun. It's from Smule, and they do such great music apps. That would certainly be a good choice.
I really thought that you had karaoke apps. Why did I think that? Am I just
Did
making
you send
it
me
up?
a memo? There it is, Glee karaoke.
Oh yeah, that.
You know, scroll down and
you
see
know
what
it
other
is?
people, what other apps people bought who bought Glee karaoke. You might get some other choices.
You know what it was? This was
There you
it.
go.
This was the app. You showed it off. I
It's
think.
probably one of my app caps.
It may have been, and we sang together.
We did,
We were
and that's
not
why you
good.
thought I knew.
It was.
It's a good karaoke app. It's just very limited. It's a very limited choice. Is doing rock band
Sounded the
karaoke?
same.
I don't think that counts.
No.
No.
Well, I mean,
No.
Sort of.
Is there a voice app? The Voice?
I don't know.
Named after the TV show of the same name?
Sing by Smule. Apparently, Smule.
Smule is a very
Smule.
good music
I really hate that
software
name.
company. I know. They did
don't
one
like
of the
that.
earliest iPhone apps where you played like into the phone and it would play pipes. Remember that?
Oh, so this is the little. It's like a little voice app.
Well, that looks like exactly what you're looking for.
Exactly. Sing karaoke is probably your best bet. Look at this. It's got 4.5 stars, 1,100 votes. It's free.
Is that sing or song?
That's Sing. Sing with an
That's by
exclamation
Smule.
point. That's by Smule.
You know, if it's Smule, it's got to be good. With a name like Smule,
And look, they
it's
use
got to be good.
and they use "Call Me Maybe" as their.
Oh, let's try it. Come on, let's do it. Download it.
Somebody that I heard Burke sort of like groan, like, oh gosh.
What, you don't like
I
Carly Rae
have
Jepsen?
sung "Call Me Maybe" at karaoke before, and I probably wouldn't do it again. But it was a timely
God,
song.
I'd love to see that. Is there a
Timely
video
song.
anywhere of that? Because that really belongs on the internet.
There are a few photos.
I think that would absolutely become a
You know,
viral
yeah,
video.
yeah. So you know how with karaoke sometimes it's like all the wannabe Britneys in us. You know, you kind of go crazy
They
and
could
you
call
start
it
turning into a like.
Dumb way to die on stage. That would be a really good app. I would like that.
Get up at the mic and your head explodes.
I'm installing Sing Karaoke.
I think Sing is probably.
I think this, if it's Smule, it's going to be good. It does have in-app purchases, which is not unusual. That means
It'll give you
you'll get a few songs, but
for
more
free, and
more
then
songs.
yeah. I mean, that's. Hey, karaoke should never be free, or people would do it too much.
It's really probably very true.
You know, you got to have a barrier to entry, or
So-
everybody's a pop superstar.
You can get for $7.99 a VIP All Access pass. Call Me Maybe's 99 cents. Rolling in the Deep. That's a fun one with Adele.
Oh yeah,
99
yeah.
cents.
Let's all try to sing like Adele. That'll go over
It
well.
never stops anybody else. You can get a subscription. Here's one, Before He Cheats. I think that's a good one. I Won't Give Up. Love You Like a Love Song. Billionaire. Why don't they have more?
I love you.
Oh,
like
super
a love
bass. I want to do
song,
that.
baby.
I want to do super bass. Yeah.
Really?
Is that the one that goes boom, boom, boom?
No.
Oh.
Super bass is Nicki Minaj.
Nicki Minaj. Yeah, I love her.
No.
Love her.
That's a terrible song.
She's my inspiration for how I'm going to design iOS 7. You know. Love
Too
her.
late. Johnny got to her first. We got another voicemail, and this is just, you know what, we were talking about regional dialects last week.
We were indeed, because
And-
you accused me of having a regional dialect.
Well, you said apricot, and I was like, get out of here.
Yeah.
Don't be weird. No one says things like that.
Almond, apricot,
Almond.
orange.
Or
My mouth doesn't go that way.
Orange, like Oregon.
Orange.
So strange. You also said a soda in Rhode Island is called a cabinet.
Actually, that's a milkshake. I've been corrected.
I don't like that either. Anyway, Matt actually called us, and he had a little feedback.
Let's
Hi,
hear.
Leo and Sarah. This is Matt from Seattle. Just wanted to say that as someone who was born and raised in North Carolina, I about fell out of my chair when Leo referenced a do-rag. I didn't realize anyone north of the Mason-Dixon line knew what that was.
Oh, yeah.
Also, as a side note, Sarah is the same height as my grandmother.
How does he even know what height you are?
How do you know? Yeah.
What height are you? I'm
How
going
are
to
you
guess.
bringing
Wait.
your poor grandmother
I'm guessing
into
you're
this?
5'2".
That's right.
Okay.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. You're the same. You're
And
actually
I might be rounding up a tiny
an inch
bit.
taller than my mom,
Well,
who
I
says
guess
she's a legal dwarf,
she's-
but I don't think that's right.
She's also a grandmother, so I guess I'm just, nowhere to go but down from here. My own grandma shrunk about a foot.
You do get
there at
shorter,
the
don't
end.
you, as you get
oh,
older?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And your nose, but it's funny because you get short, but your nose gets longer.
Well,
Eventually, they meet in the middle.
unless you do something about that.
You could do something about
Wear
that.
lifts and
Or a do-rag.
go onto the knife. Yeah, wear a do-rag on your face.
Yeah.
My dad
You
says
knew
do-rag,
you
too.
knew do-rag, yeah.
It's not something that the kids are saying, but I know
Not anymore.
what they mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a rag you
It's
put on your
old
for your
people,
hairdo.
Old people like you and Matt and my dad
Mm-hmm.
say things like that. It's what Bret Michaels wears, a do-rag. Okay, on to something that's more about iPads. We got another voicemail. A lot of voicemails this week. Thanks to everybody who called in. Nathan and Coletta have a little bit of a dirty question for us.
Hi, Leo and Sarah.
This is Nathan
And Coletta.
from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
We've been married for about 4 years and finally have a garden.
We are pretty tech savvy, but may not have the greenest thumbs.
We were wondering if gardening might be a great theme for iPad today.
We would love to hear your
That's a good
suggestions
idea.
about how we might merge our love for our iPads with our gardens.
Thanks. We look forward to hearing from you.
Love that. Don't you think they have a cute answering machine message too?
Oh my gosh. You guys should send in a picture, please, because I think I know what you look like, and I think you're like really cute. It's well scrubbed.
You would think gardening would be a great topic for the iPad, except for getting dirt on it.
Well, I feel like, gosh, I mean, we've sort of covered
Not gardening, eating.
botany here
Botany.
and there.
Do you garden at all?
No, I don't
me
have
neither.
I don't
We're the
have a
wrong-
patch of land.
I have land and I still don't garden.
But
have-
I actually, yeah. I mean, but I mean, a lot of people do gardening.
it's a
gardening is
great
kind of-
subject.
It's meditative, I think, for a lot of people in the way that cooking is, and so there are certainly a lot of apps that. I don't know. Let's make it our theme next week. Are we prepared to garden next week?
I'm ready to do it.
Okay, that's what we're doing. You heard it here. It's kind of weird, but that's what we're doing. And actually, in my app cap in a few minutes, I have an app that is, it's not a gardening app, but is some gardening elements for people who live in urban areas like me who don't actually have a parcel of land to garden on. But yeah,
Okay, what do you want to
starting
sing?
from scratch.
You want to sing Rolling in the Deep, I guess. Now, these are people, what's fun is these are people, what Smule does is you can listen to other people doing it, right?
Well, how does that help me? It just makes me feel bad about myself.
Yeah, because she's pretty good, isn't she?
Yeah, she's really good.
Well, you want to sing along? Oh, I got to buy an all-access pass.
Why don't you just play one of the free ones?
But let's see if there are free ones here. What is... all right, let's try... looks like they want me to pay money. All right, I'm going to pause this. Looks like all-access pass, unlimited access to 1,000 songs, including VIP songs for $2.99 a week.
Well,
or you can get $39.99. If you knew you were going to do a lot of this, I have 10 credits. I could do it once. Or you can join someone's song. So you can karaoke with people on the interwebs. That's kind of amazing.
oh, you get to play the song once. You get to do the song once.
Once. Should we do it one song? All right, let's do it. I'm going to solo.
Good.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. I think I can.
This is good.
3, 2.
Pick the most annoying song.
You
Went to school to learn,
girl, things never. I don't know this song. I hate. This is why I don't do karaoke. This is pressure. The pressure is intense. By the way, it's putting echo on my voice, isn't it? A B C. It's easy as 1, 2, 3. As simple as.
You're way ahead.
Oh.
As simple as
A-B-C, 1, 2, 3, baby.
Stop this right now. This is the app. This is the app that Sharon is gonna.
This is perfect for your office.
Party.
Perfect.
Spike the punch.
Perfect.
Spike the punch. So everyone has fun.
I think this is perfect. Now you're gonna want to buy a subscription, but you could just get a week.
Are ya? No, we don't need to hear that.
You want to
one
hear
again.
other people singing this?
I hate this song.
Oh, I picked a bad song. You want
so
to do?
Bad. I'm sorry, everybody. I like solo Michael better than I like Jackson 5.
It is pretty. It's pretty bad to pick a song where it's all in falsetto because that's a hard thing to do. All American Girl, Carrie Underwood. That's a perfect one for you.
I don't know that song.
Amazing Grace.
Ugh. God.
There's a lot of Christmas music in here.
No, thank you.
Backstreet Boys, As Long As You Love Me. Automatic by Nicki Minaj.
Away in a Manger? How is Away in a Manger just kind of in there?
Baby by Justin Bieber.
Oh, God.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ugh,
Now, you can join someone else's song. So that's free. It's always free to join somebody else. So look at, these are all people singing right now.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Worldwide?
Worldwide.
All right.
So like they chose a duet, and so it's not live. So watch. So we're gonna hear his version.
Okay.
And then my part is in blue.
Oh. Oh, so you.
Dude, you suck. You really suck.
You know you love me. You know I care. Just showing it.
So you can karaoke in the privacy of your own home.
You are my love. You are my heart. And we will never, ever, ever be apart.
Are we another? Girl, quit playing. We're just friends. What are you saying? Said that there's another. And looked right in my eyes. My first love broke my heart for the first time.
And I was like, baby, baby, baby.
Oh, like
This feels weird. Look at
Okay,
this man.
we don't know him. We're singing with him
That was fun.
in public.
Yeah. On the
I don't think I'll
internet.
save that one.
Gosh, what's next?
It's alphabetically first.
Sure, ABC.
Yeah.
And then Baby. Oh, that was fun.
That's Sing by Smule. That is definitely
That's
the
your app.
best karaoke
That's
app in the world.
That's your app. This actually is something that I would do at home by myself and have a great time.
Totally, because nobody can
And
hear
then
you.
You play it back and you're like, oh
Yeah.
gosh, I really should not sing that song in front of other people. And then you kind of figure out what your signature song is. Exactly. We want to hear from you. We love your voicemails. We love your videos. We love your emails. it's a delight. That's just what it is. You can write us at iPad Today at twit.tv. You can leave us a voicemail at 757-504-IPAD. Just leave us a voicemail. Try to keep it to 30 seconds or less. If you send us a video, upload it somewhere, send us the link. You could talk about something we've covered, maybe a new app that you'd like to show off, or for really anything. And thanks to everybody who helps us make our show each week.
Yes, thanks to Shutterstock. You can now show the Shutterstock website for helping us. You know, yesterday we had a great guy on a Triangulation named Jason Silva who does these amazing kind of word jazz conversations that he records on YouTube. It's actually youtube.com/shots of awe. And they're just great, talking about the future and how wonderful the world is. And of course, they have some beautiful video with it. He told me, yeah, we get a lot of it from Shutterstock. So we talk about Shutterstock photos. It's a great place to get high-quality stock photos. 1 million of the best royalty-free stock photos. But they also have a total of 26 million photos, illustrations, vectors, and video clips. So this is a great tool for you if you're a video maker. There's a lot of karaoke in there. They've got a great search tool too. So if you're an app maker, this would be great. If you're a blogger, anybody who needs images for a website, a publication, an advertisement, a video, any kind of project, there's everything you'd want here. One low rate for royalty-free. Use it in all kinds of content. 10,000 new images every day, so you want to check back. They have the most gorgeous iPad app. I have to say the iPad app, perhaps, it doesn't even look like they're selling anything. It looks like just this great, beautiful photo app. That's probably why they won a Webby Award. But it is a great way to get some inspiration, too. Because if you go to the Shutterstock site and do searches for things you're interested in or launch look, life's a beach. This is inspiring. Look at all these amazing Shutterstock images. Once you've set up an account, you can save these images out to your light table and then have access to it, light box, I guess, anytime you want, which is great. Great for storing images for your future reference or sharing them with a colleague so that you can share inspiration. They have a wonderful picker, too, that lets you choose by color. So you can match your palette and so forth. I just love Shutterstock. We've got a really good deal for you. I have the 25 image a day subscription. That's the standard subscription. You can choose individual image packs or buy a subscription, but whatever you buy, your first purchase is 30% off if you use our offer code iPadToday6. Great search tools, shareable light boxes, an award-winning iPad app, great prices, and they're truly global. All over the world, there's a Shutterstock office in a country near you speaking your language too. Shutterstock.com. When you buy iPad Today and the number 6 for the month of June, okay? IPADTODAY and the number 6 for the offer code to save 30%. What a deal. Shutterstock. By the way, the iPad app is free. It's free to create an account if you want to take a look. Shutterstock.com. It is time for our app caps.
It's app cap one time with Leo and Sarah.
We put beautiful hats on.
We do. Some of the world's best.
The best hats in the world to acknowledge, really.
Hold on. This is new for you. What, me worry?
It's a Mad Magazine hat. Scott Canaster brought it to me.
I love it. Is it supposed to sit up top like that?
Only if your head's big.
You have to be really careful not to, lean
it's not gonna fall
or anything.
Off.
Okay.
I kind of look like Akbar and Jeff a little bit, but it's good. I like it. This is thank you, Scott Canaster, for this. This is a collectible.
Yeah. If you did like a, I whip my head back and forth.
A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, do, re, mi.
Meanwhile, I will be
Show us
eating
an
a
app.
bowl of Lucky Charms for my app
You
cap.
do look a little Irish there.
Yeah.
Faith Begara. I tell you.
Lucky Irish.
What are you
can't.
showing us for the beautiful app cap today?
This is actually One Kings Lane, which is basically a shopping destination because I have a problem.
I'm going to laugh so hard right now.
Why?
Because I looked at this and I said, this is for Sarah.
It is for me,
I
really?
thought she would love this, yeah.
I do.
It's so funny.
So One Kings Lane is actually... it's,
not for me, by the way, for Sarah.
Well,
I'm not going to buy a deck chair.
Well, but you might buy other things.
Actually, I just did buy outdoor furniture.
It's not just girly stuff. A lot of this is hard to find. Often, I mentioned vintage at the top of the show.
They don't...
Kind of antique.
Oh, it's not just store-bought stuff? It's like...
Well, it's all stuff. It's not
But some
virtual.
of it's older looking.
Yeah, some of it is absolutely like, okay, let's, I talked about vintage stuff, like
Oh,
here,
this
like
is nice.
pairs of things.
Loving cups.
Yeah, you've got like interesting, sconces or maybe a couple of chairs.
But everything's
Some of
for
the stuff
sale
is-
here, right?
Everything's for sale, and it's a real eclectic mix of.
So are they curating? This isn't
products.
like a catalog called One King's Lane.
Well, it is, but it's an internet catalog.
Right.
I mean, this is a website, onekingslane.com, but their iPad app is brand new, and it's just, I don't know, it's kind of the best way to browse through this stuff. So I'm looking at.
This is like
for
Fab.
example,
Or
it kind of is, but Fab is less about stuff for your home.
Right.
Fab can be
Got
clothing
it.
or variety of stuff.
It's a hot category right now. Is these curated collections?
It
of
really
stuff.
is.
And this is all home stuff.
Yeah, and
Okay.
some of you are just like, I don't online shop, and so I say, I feel sorry for you. But if you do want to, like, for example, some of this is, it's a little bit like, ooh, accessorize with summery style by bringing in the beach. That might be a little like, it's kind of specific.
Oh, that's
a
neat,
little
though. Look at that.
nautical. Yeah, you got
For
kinda
your
like
summer
this neat
house.
fishbowl. Yeah, for your
Yeah.
summer house or
Yeah.
one of your extra houses.
Your beach
But-
house, yeah.
but I actually was getting a kick out of some of this artwork. There's this guy who went down to the salt flats in Bolivia and took these really weird pictures.
Tormented llamas, apparently.
Well, I don't think the llama's actually there. I think that's a little bit of a Photoshop thing, but I can go ahead and like select my size. And
That'd be a fun picture,
I
actually, to have
kind of
on your
liked
wall.
it. Yeah, I'm like, this is the sort of thing that someone would walk into my
Provocative.
house and go, "Where did you get that?"
Yes,
And
I
I'd
must
say,
know.
I'm not telling you, and it would be my little secret. So some of this stuff it's kind of fantastic and weird. And if you're actually into, if you're maybe remodeling a room or a house or something, some of this stuff is it's not unlike what you might find at what's that place where people, Home Depot? Mm-hmm. Home Depot?
Yes.
Is that where you
people
build
go to
things?
shop for home
where you buy
stuff?
saws and
I've
stuff
heard
like
they go
that?
to places like that. Yes.
Well, I've never
Home
owned anything, so how would I know anything about
Orchard
that?
Supply.
I painted a room
Hardware.
once. It was a catastrophe. I'll never do it again.
Lowe's. Places like that. I've heard.
This is a little bit like that, but maybe something that you're like, I just want to stand apart from the crowd. I want something that's like very unique type of thing. Maybe I want this lamp to be hanging above my dining room, and it's just not really very expensive, honestly. $150.
It's priced just right.
Seems like it. I don't know. Is that a lot?
No, but I love the impulse that creates an app like this.
This
'cause
is actually.
it's fun.
These are
you
the
don't have
sorts
to
of
buy
apps
this
where
stuff.
I
Just look at
very
it.
rarely make a purchase.
Right.
Rarely. I
Right.
mean, I think on Fab I bought a pair of shoes once, but I look at stuff all the time.
Well,
it's gift inspiration and.
Because you're genetically programmed to be a gatherer.
Is that what it is?
I'm a hunter.
Outdoor rugs. I don't even have an outdoor
You're a
space, but I
gatherer.
should probably buy a rug because maybe one day I will have one.
See, when you see that llama, you want to buy it. When
That's
I
right.
see it, I want to shoot it. It's the
Well,
difference.
That is why
Hunter,
you
gatherer.
are a terrible
You're a
person.
gatherer. I'm a
That's right.
hunter.
Bright and neutral pillows. Everybody likes pillows. Don't try to deny that you like pillows.
Throw pillows, make a home.
Make or break a home. I like this one.
You know what
Because
I
it
hate?
says
When you try to
French.
get in bed and there's 18 throw pillows, you got to take off the bed before you can get in the bed.
Well, I think that says something about your bedfellows rather than the pillows
I throw them
themselves.
off too.
Get out of here.
Get out of here.
You're out
I
of
want to
my
sleep.
life. Anyway, this is One King's Lane. It's new in the App Store, and it's fun.
I
like
love it.
Thank you.
Love it.
I do too.
Hans Zimmer. What does that name ring a bell for you? He is a very famous movie composer
Yeah.
who just recently did the soundtrack to Man of Steel.
Oh.
He also mixed it in an unusual way. Now, this is an iPhone app, but I'm going to go...
My name is Hans Zimmer.
That's the Hans Zimmer I was talking about.
Studio, where I wrote the score for Superman, Man of Steel.
Wait
Now-
a second. What is this?
So DTS has put this out. This is a new headphone technology.
DTS, who've developed this really rather remarkable technology called Headphone X that lets you sit in my chair and listen to the way the music was written in full surround, which I don't think has ever been possible before.
So
this is really
Scott Wilkinson told us about this. He saw a demo. This app has now come out.
Okay.
It is a free app. It has one track from the Man of Steel in it. Now, what you really want to do is you want to put your headphones in and listen to this with headphones, because what they're using is DSP technology to create, with only 2 speakers, a full surround sound stage. So this is why I was suggesting that those of you who are listening to this show should be listening to a stereo version. That means any video version is in stereo, and so of course are these video streams. You should pick what kind of headphones you're going to use. Now, I don't know what kind of headphones people are listening to, but we're just going to say you're listening to over the ear. We'll go through the tutorial. Well, I guess we won't. So you get 1 track. By the way, you can buy the entire soundtrack $1.99 at a time. But now, you and I are not going to hear anything exceptional because we have 1 earpiece in.
Right.
But if you're listening at home in stereo, the music will move all around you. This is a really interesting new technology. One, two, three, as easy as A-B. I don't think it goes with that. It's really incredible, and I highly recommend this.
And remind me the name of it, because when you search for Man of Steel, a few things
There's
come
other
up.
things show up. So what you're looking for is Z+, the plus sign, Man of Steel, and I think I'm trying to remember the name of the company. Is it Reality Jockey? I think it might be. This is available in Android as well as on
Z
iPhone.
Plus Music.
Yeah.
Got it.
There it is, Remote Control Productions. That's the one you want. It is an iPhone app. Don't look for it in the iPad store, but you don't care because really you're just listening to 1 track. It's a playback, but complete surround sound, and I think this is remarkable. In fact, worth watching just to see Hans Zimmer. So we can look at the tutorial now since we stopped listening to music.
Hello, my name is Hans.
Well, we got more Hans Zimmer. That's all right. We don't have to watch him more. But I think this is worth taking a look at. It's absolutely free. Z+, and you're going to hear surround sound from 2 speakers that it'll see things like stuff behind you, in front of you. It's really quite amazing.
Well, if Scott Wilkinson is impressed, then I know you will be.
Yeah,
because Scott Wilkinson's
recommended
whole
this.
life is audio, so he knows good audio.
There's also a DTS.
Well, not your whole life, but it's something that you care about a lot.
There's let's see. Oh yeah, here you might hear it a little more. If I play it in the normal stereo, you won't get the surround, but you can turn this on.
Oh, so you can kind of toggle the difference? Oh.
But again, in 1 ear, it's not going to...
It does sound completely different, though.
Yeah.
Even in 1 ear.
These are very large files, by the way, because you're getting a lot of information on here, so just be aware.
Is it streaming or is it all download?
It's download, and you can download the whole soundtrack.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I mean, that alone it sounds like it's a great soundtrack.
Hans Zimmer is fabulous.
Yeah.
Fabulous stuff. So
I'm excited about
highly
this
recommend
movie,
it
too.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm very excited.
If
This
you're
will
at
get
all
you even more excited.
Yeah, I mean, why not?
And there
just
will be
geek out on
theaters
the
that
sound?
I presume that they're going to do something like this, but it's the headphones. This is designed for listening on your iPhone, iPad, or any device with a headphone. So that's my app, Cap.
I love it. We've got Z Plus Music, we've got One Kings Lane, we've got all the other apps that we talked about earlier in the show, and that just about does it for this episode of iPad Today, everybody. Don't cry, though, because we do the show every Thursday, live at 1 p.m. Pacific, right here in the Twit Studio in Petaluma, California. But, of course, you can watch us or listen to us on demand anytime you like.
Anytime.
It's okay with us. And next week, we'll be talking about gardening apps. I'm holding us to that.
Are we really going to do that?
Yeah. Well,
all right.
I mean, we talk about a lot of stuff.
I'll wear my gloves. I'll bring my clippers.
Okay.
My trowel.
You won't remember any of this, so
My,
sure, yeah, go nuts.
My weed whacker.
Do it, yeah.
What's that thing you roll
Bring
on the
your
ground and
soil.
just pulls up weeds
just
automatically?
Dump a bunch of soil here in the living room set, and we can plant things.
Okay.
Live with
My
the help of
hoe.
our iPads.
I'll bring my hoe.
Okay. Bring your hoe. Hoe.
And my do-rag.
Goodbye. Oh! Thanks for watching. Oh!
Oh! A tip of the fez to you. Oh!